Well, it's a very interesting note coming from JP Morgan. Sajid Chennai, what he is saying is that he's saying they are going ahead and marking down the GDP growth for India as the wave or the second case of coronavirus infections swells across the country. Now, what they are saying is that India's second wave intensifies and spreading quite strongly. What they're saying is that states are increasingly announcing local lockdowns as well as restrictions across the country. They therefore mark down their second quarter 21, that is the calendar year 2021, growth to minus 16% on a sequential basis. So they expect a degrowth of 16% sequentially. Remember they earlier had a plus 6.5% growth penciled in. Now what they're saying is that they are expecting a very sharp rebound in the third quarter and fourth quarter under the presumption that the second wave passes by without any worries in the current quarter itself. Now also what they're saying is that the full year 2021-2022 growth is therefore marked down to 11% from 13%, even as a stronger than expected first quarter should lift the FY21 growth to minus 7.6%. So overall, JP Morgan has taken into account the fact that the number of cases in the second wave of the coronavirus infection was actually surging, swelling. They believe that the India growth story could be interrupted. They are presuming that third quarter and fourth quarter, you will see a significant amount of rebound and recovery as far as markets are concerned, as far as the economy is concerned, and they believe that that is something that should help. However, at this point of time, a sharp degrowth is what they are forecasting, at least for the coming quarter. Now, what they're saying is that India remains in the throes of a severe second COVID wave. They are saying that the second wave has been much faster, the proliferation, and while it was more concentrated to start off with, it has now widened across the country. Daily new cases have surpassed 2 lakh cases. This is more than double of the first peak, and this is something that they are taking into account, and they feel that this is quite worrisome. Now also what they are saying, the sheer spread of transmission is putting pressure on the healthcare system across several states. Therefore, even as policymakers are keen to avoid a national lockdown, at this point of time they are forced to go in for severe localized lockdowns. You're talking about curfews, you're talking about lockdowns, while a nationwide one stage surpasses all lockdown is not being looked at currently. They are quite worried given the fact that localized lockdowns could put a spanner in the growth of the economy. They are saying that recall, GDP had concentrated and contracted a hefty 68% sequentially in the same quarter last year, and before rebounding 119% and 25% sequentially year on year last year. So what they are saying is that once the economy opens up, they are expecting a sharp rebound, a sharp recovery, but they are remaining quite worried about the spread of the coronavirus currently.